Hello my beauties, my interwebs. Today we're doing a review on Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 1, Episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. Much Ado About Boimler. So please, stay tuned. I'm back. I just watched the episode. And let me do my spoiler-free reviews before I get into the bread and butter of Star Trek Lower Decks. This episode was kind of like a curve, if you say. I have to say, everything was good. We learned more about Starfleet that we never even known about or anything like that. We got more intense with the characters and how they are in a way. And who they are, like what they did in the Academy. Like Mariner was a badass in the Academy, and yeah, sorry, that's a spoiler, but whatever. But what I'm thinking is that we get to see more ships, and their designs are kind of the same. Where do we see galaxy classes and shit like that? It's really damn good. We see a lot of tender love in action in this episode, and learn more in this episode than last episode on episode 6. But as we see in this episode, it's what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't get it. But now we're getting into the bread and butter. It's we get to see all this action, how they do under authorities and stuff like that, and who they are as people in a way that it's can you not enjoy this? Can you not do this or that? There was good references to TNG, and I'll get into that in the episode. But that's all I gotta say about my spoiler-free reviews. But let's get into the spoilers. If you haven't watched the episode, please click off this video and go watch it, and then come back and we'll discuss the episode. Alright, people. Let's get into this episode. Season 1, Episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. So in the beginning of the episode, we see that they all come back before the opening scene, what do you call it? Theme song or whatever that is. The opening credits. Where we see Boimler and them get back after repairing a station relay. And Tindy, the little girl, the girl that's a, what is she again? Forget. The green person. Orion. She comes out and brings this mechanical dog she made out of spare parts. And it's not a normal dog, we find out. Because they're like, oh my god, we got a dog and dog's going everywhere. I don't like dog. And the dog turns into this spider-like creature and all this shit. And then walks away. Meanwhile, there's a visiting captain coming on. He used to be friends with Mariner, I forget her name, in the Academy. And she's a visiting captain because we get a reference when the captain, Shax, and Ransom dress up in all black and they have to go to the planet on a secret mission. And it's a good reference to TNG when Worf, Picard, and Dr. Crusher all went on that mission for Delta Band. I was like, that was a good reference to TNG right there, where they all had to dress up in black and go to this secret mission. Meanwhile, the visiting captain has to fix the water filtration system for this species I forget the name of. which we get to see more of what they do, you know, like, really, like, you get this visiting captain, and she's all badass, in my opinion, almost better than Freeman, Carol Freeman, bar none. But when she does that, she gets a call from Freeman, and they start talking, and they have to plant plants, which, okay, you're on a secret mission, but then you contact your ship. Does that make any sense? No. It doesn't make any sense. No sense whatsoever. So then they quit, and they get a call from the Rubidex. And that something, they get the Rubidex. But that will come later, right? But this is something funny. Rutherford was making a transporter system that was very, very quick, and trying to make it faster, right? So Boimler decides to be the test subject and turns into this, you know, fade. He starts fading. And he goes to see Tiana in sickbay, and Tiana's running tests. And this kind of sound was emanating, and he stops the noise. And he has to go with the Starfleet Section 14, which is a medical thing. And Tiana tells him about this, like, glorious planet, considerable to rise up, but for freaks of nature. And he goes on the ship, and we get this ET-looking alien, ET-looking alien, come out and saying, puts him all in this room, and they said they've been there for months, and this and that. And considerable to that, it was crazy, you know, like how they get to go to this nice planet and stuff like that, because, yeah, then they start doing mutinies, and Boimler tells on them, like, who does that? Like, you're tattletaling, like, you're a tattletale. Oh, mommy, he did this, like, but he goes to the captain of that ship, and we see a Section 31 looking ship with the NX registry, which we never even seen in Star Trek except for the NX 2000. And the NX and Voyager, which was fake. So then we see Boimler tattletaling on them, and they push him out into the airlock. And because the captain's going to kill him, he's like, no, let's talk. And the captain's being a dumbass at this point. Meanwhile, Mariner and the visiting female captain and some of her crew were on the Rubidex, and they were getting bombarded, and they found the crew, but she couldn't contact the other person because the captain of the Rubidex said, no, we got to turn it off because it feeds on power. And the thing was that the Rubidex was being overrun by this monster after they found them, and she said that. And they turn on the warp core power, and she's like, no, and finds out the monster takes over the ship, and Rutherford saves the day, transporting everybody with his new transporter system that phases everybody out. And I would get the ooh noise again. And Boimler was there at the thing, and found out that the dog was more than what it was, because she made a monster. Tindy made a monster, basically. And what happened was that she found out about dogs, that dogs don't talk, dogs don't do nothing. She found that out in the end of the episode when the dog licked her. She was disgusted by it. And a real dog, actually, to be exact. But then we see that Boimler goes back to his normal self, and he gets kicked off of the planet. And he goes and asks Rutherford, can you help me turn into a freak for a couple of days? I want to stay on this nice little planet. Because we see the planet, and it's almost considerable to rise up, but it's like a Section 14. Like, I never heard of Section 14. So he turns back, and that was it. And we found out that they can turn back. But when Rutherford beams the other people over, they go, ooh, we hear that noise in all of them from the Rubidex. And then Ransom comes back and says, Ransa, or whatever her name is, say you want me to buy you a drink. She flips him over onto the table being badass, but during the episode when they were on the Rubidex, Mariner was not being a badass, being a jerk, but then finds out that her friend, who's the visiting captain, tells her, you were a badass in the academy. You did this, 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 and that. And then she started being a badass and was offered a job on the Orias or something like that, or the Olympia, as a, first officer. And she's like, let me find my own way, let me see what I want to do, and then I'll get back to you, or something like that. And I'm thinking, wow, the reference to TNG when they go on that secret mission for Delta Band radiation, I mean, in that one episode of TNG, that was awesome that, how they get to wear that and go secretly into mission, into that. I was like, really? Are you serious? This is very freaking funny, this episode. If you want to go see it, it's on CBS All Access. All you have to pay is $6, $6.99 a month if you want commercials, and $12.99, I believe, if you want commercial free. So go watch the episodes and let me know how you like them, because I'll be doing my weekly review on them. And I hope you enjoy. Thank you, and see you next time. It's warp time, baby. Please subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you will not miss a new video.